Well, hello, and welcome back to another 50 States of Strange. It's a little bit chaotic. I am filming my intro after I painted. Oh well. But, it turned out okay, I guess. Today's episode is on Vermont, and though Vermont is little, she's full of some weird things, that's for sure. And, I did a little bit more of a detailed painting this time, so in the beginning you're gonna see a very squished time lapse because I just threw a lot of detail in this painting. I don't know what came over me, but just rolled with it. Vermont is super pretty. It's got lovely fall colors, lots of bridges, trains, hinting at something here. Of course, it's got weird and creepy stuff, otherwise I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you. I don't really have a warning today because I actually, for once, didn't pick stuff that was like super gory and intense. It's just a lot of local legend stuff, basically. There are some, deaths mentioned and some sadness and adult language because I just can't help myself. So, probably still don't want kids around while you're listening, but it's not as bad as it usually is. I guess enough with the useless jibber jabber. We're just gonna get into it. Woo. Whew. My voice is really raspy because my allergies are kicking my butt today, so I'm sorry. But you're gonna have to deal with this extra smoky version of me, I guess. But I'm gonna talk about some weird things that you can actually see when you go to visit Vermont. When I think of Vermont, I immediately think of the musical White Christmas with Bing Crosby. But after looking through this stuff, I see Vermont more of like trains and spooky. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy. While I throw the landscape on, I'm going to talk about a creepy bridge, a creepy statue, and some cursed water. So that's dope. If you're looking to check out another haunted location for a haunted road trip, you can check out Goldbrook Bridge, which is also known as Emily's Bridge. Now, nobody knows exactly what happened to Emily. There's a wide range of stories, but they all basically lead to the same conclusion that Emily had killed herself because she was heartbroken. And there is a couple stories that are a little bit more popular. One of them being that she drove a carriage off of the bank and died. And then another one is that she actually hung herself on the bridge. Man, the glare on the painting is so bad from the window. I am so sorry. I promise it does not stay like that the whole time. It just kind of looks like that for a little bit. My bad. So if you visit this bridge, supposedly if you like stop your car and like hang out for a little bit, people have found scratches on their cars. They themselves have been scratched or grabbed if they decided to get out of the vehicle. People have claimed to see apparitions of Emily. They've heard dragging noises on top of their car when they've stopped. Like, super creepy. No thank you. Now, even though I love to investigate the paranormal, I do like to debunk things as much as possible. Like, I will investigate thoroughly just to prove that it's paranormal because I don't like any doubt, right? Well, I'd be one of those people that I'd be sitting there saying, oh, this noise is because of the car and it's cold outside and the bridge is creaking. And oh, there's scratches on the paint because, we drive by branches. Like, I would be that person that's trying to debunk everything. But, when you start like seeing things pop up and all this other stuff's happening, I'd be one of those people that would be like, nope, goodbye. I mean, why? Why would you still sit there if all this is happening? People are crazy. Like, I guess I'm crazy too because I will go to haunted places. But if things start going down, bye. Bye-bye. Now, if a bridge isn't scary enough for you, then obviously the next best thing is a cemetery. A Montpelier cemetery has an infamous statue named Black Agnes. This copper statue depicts a man with his eyes closed wearing a shawl, and it was commissioned by John Hubbard, who was some rich businessman, because, nothing says rich businessman like erecting some weird-ass statue. If you sit on the lap of this statue, a bunch of terrible things will happen to you, and in the most severe case, death. because one of the legends is that if you sat on its lap under full moon, you'll die within 7 days. Screams, weird noises, and glowing red eyes have all claimed to be seen and heard around this statue. That lap don't even look comfy to be sitting in, so you are not gonna catch me sitting in it. Now, if you want something even more intense, then you can go check out the Brunswick Springs. Legend goes that during the French and Indian War, a soldier who was injured was helped by an Abenaki tribe member, and he brought him to the springs to be healed. And the waters were already known by the tribe to have healing powers. And the soldier gets better, and he decides, you know what? I want to bottle this and try to sell it because he's an a-hole, and people can't just enjoy what Mother Nature gives. They got to make a profit off of it. And so, like every single problem basically in history ever, someone trying to make a profit causes a whole bunch of problems, and it even causes death. Yeah, because during a little skirmish that they have, the dude who's trying to sell the water ends up killing one of the men and a child in the tribe, and guess who's left behind? Angry, pissed off mom. And mom is supposedly a very powerful sorceress. So yeah, you really messed up, man. So mama puts a curse on the springs so that anybody who tries to profit from it or misuse it will have a whole bunch of issues. And it works because anybody who tried to profit off of the springs or misuse it ends up running into a whole bunch of problems with their business. And there was even like fires that broke out, and obviously it worked. The land in the springs are owned by the Abenaki now. They got the rights to it, which is how it should be because it was theirs. So yeah. And as you're looking at my painting, you're probably wondering, Ace, why the hell do you have a weird blue boy standing in a river? Well, it will make sense because the main story that I'm going to be talking about here in a second will, yeah. Just find out. Trust the process. Before I do, I gotta throw in one little interesting story in there too about a weird creature you might run into when visiting Vermont. One night on a farm in 1971, a man hears some weird noises coming from his backyard and thinks a raccoon or something is rummaging through his stuff, so he goes outside to check it out, and he finds a tall, man-like creature with white hair and the face of a pig. Ever since then, sightings of this pig man can be seen all over Vermont, so yeah, keep an eye out. Oink, oink. Now I'm going to talk about the story that gave me the muse for my painting, which was the Hartford Railroad disaster, and it's a little bit more of a historical story, but towards the end you'll see why I decided to pick it for kind of like the muse for my painting. So we'll go back in time to February 5th, 1887. It is a ridiculously cold night. It is negative 15 degrees Fahrenheit or negative 26 degrees Celsius. The Boston-Montreal Night Express train is at the White River Junction, and it is an hour and 20 minutes behind schedule. They were supposed to meet the southbound Montreal train, and the people who were running the scheduling were still trying to push them to somehow magically arrive on time and meet them, even though they were an hour and 20 minutes behind schedule. The engineer was trying to be a real MVP, though. He was following all of the speed limit guidelines on the tracks. He did not want to, do anything dangerous just because they wanted them to magically get there on time. Even with the extra effort put in by the engineer to be safe, unfortunately, a big problem happens, and he comes to the bridge and he hits it going about 12 miles per hour, but the back end of the train started to sway until the back end just completely falls off of the bridge and starts dragging the train off of the bridge with it. The bridge is made of wood, but there are iron sheets that were placed on top of it to protect the wood from sparks flying off of the train and, catching it on fire. Well, in this case, it kind of just basically made the whole thing worse because as the train is falling off of the bridge, all of the metal is scraping against each other, sparks are flying everywhere, and all of the wooden trusses start catching on fire, And this causes the whole bridge to come down too. So the train completely off bridge, gone. Bridge caught on fire. Now it's gonna be gone. It's just a huge disaster. There were 115 total passengers on the train. 37 of them are dead, 50 were injured, and 28 somehow come out of the whole thing unharmed. I don't know how you do that, but I hope those people literally went out and bought like lottery tickets or whatever the heck, went and gambled, whatever you do in the 1880s to celebrate the fact that you just literally lived like the luckiest moment of your life somehow. A lot of paranormal sightings have been reported around this area, including that of crying being heard, the smell of burning wood. People say that they see a man that looks like he's wearing a conductor's uniform, kind of patrolling the area as if he's looking for people. And then the main one, which, guess what, is the sighting of a young boy in 19th century clothing that is floating above the river and likes to stare in the direction of where the train wreck happened. There, I did it. I revealed my secret. I'm just gonna finish these last minute details and then I'll sign it and we are again done skis. This one was definitely a lot more detailed than the last ones, but whew, she done. All right, here she is without as bad of a glare on her. I don't know why the glare was so bad, like the whole video. I'm sorry, but here it is a little bit more close up so you can see all the details. All right, there you have it. I'm all done. I hope you guys liked today's episode. I know I am not the greatest. Like, sometimes I watch other people's videos and I just can't help it. I compare it and I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to do more things with editing and I need equipment and all kinds of stuff still. I'm literally only using my phone. But I hope you guys enjoyed as much as I do. I have fun. I feel like it's a very stress relieving activity to paint sometimes. Honestly, I recommend you guys painting, even if you're not like, painting weird creepy stuff. Just paint or draw or like whatever type of art like helps you guys release things that you're holding on to. Just go for it. All right, that was enough deepness. I will see you guys on the next episode of 50 States of Strange, and stay safe out there. Bye.